Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm just kidding. So the internet's kind of sucking today, so I just went ahead and made the video for today. If you are absent or you can't get on Zoom, don't worry about it. You can still follow along and complete your worksheet. So today's assignment is assignment 19. It's on Canvas. It's solving one-step equations. So it is the same thing we did yesterday. However, yesterday, like 1 through 10 was all addition and subtraction, which is group 1. And then 10 through 20 was group 2, and it was multiplication and division. Today is just going to be mixed up, so you need to figure out what type of problem and how to solve for the variable. Okay, so number 1 says b minus 2 equals 8. Okay, and just a quick reminder, okay, if we're looking at an equal sign, we have a left side and a right side. Our letters go on the left, and our numbers go on the right. Okay, so when we're looking at this, is this a letter? Yes, it stays. Is it a number? Or is it a letter? No. Okay, so we need to move it. So how do we move a minus 2? Well, it's going to be plus 2. If we do it to one side, we need to do it to the other side. So I got b equals negative 8 plus 2 is going to be minus 6. Okay, if we look at number 3, so I got n minus 18 equals negative 25. Okay, always start on the left. So is this a letter? Yes, letters go on the left. It's letter or number? Well, it's a number, and numbers go on the right, not the left, so we need to move it. So how do I move a minus 18? Well, it should be plus 18. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other side. So I got 18. It's going to be negative 7. Okay, and as always, use your calculator. So some of your guys' negative games kind of suck. I even had to think about like 18, 19, 20, 20. Okay, so make sure that you use a calculator. Okay, look at number 5. So number 5 says b plus 3 equals 4. Okay, is this a letter or a number? Well, it's a letter. Letter or a number? It's a number. It needs moved. So how do I move a plus 3? Well, I gotta do my group, and I should have wrote these down. But group 1 is going to be plus and minus, and group 2 is going to be multiplication and division. Okay, so it's in group 1. So if I have a plus, then I need to do a minus. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. So I have b equals 4 minus 3 is going to be 1. Okay, the next one, number 7, says 14x equals 112. So I want you to think, what's it mean if they're right next to each other? Okay, well, if they're right next to each other, that means multiply. So according to our groups, whose multiplication is buddy? Okay, because we need to move it. So his buddy is division. So you're going to divide by 14, divide by 14. Because if you do it to one side, you have to do it to the other side. And I don't know what that is. It's going to be 8. 112 divided by 14 is just 8. Okay, number 9. Number 9 is a little bit tricky. So if you have a negative in front of the variable, those ones are a little bit different. I thought I took them all off, but apparently I didn't. Trying to make sure I don't have any. Nope. The rest of these are fine. Okay, number 9. So, is this a letter or a number? Well, it's a letter, or it's a number, so it needs moved. So how do and what sign is in front of here? If there's no sign in front of it, what type of sign is it? Well, in this case, it's a plus 20. So how do I move a plus? Well, I gotta do the opposite. So we gotta look at our groups and say, well, it's gonna be a minus 20. If I do it to one side, I need to do it to the other side. So minus 20. So I got a negative k, don't forget the negative, equals 7. What else? Right. 7. Okay? Now, is k by itself? Well, if k was by itself, it would either have to be either just 1k or just k. Okay? This is a negative k, so we need to move that negative. So what's it mean if something's right next to something? Well, that means multiply. So we need to do the buddy system. Okay, and we got to do the opposite. So if it's multiply, then that means we need to divide. And it's really divided by 1, okay? So if I divide this one by negative 1, I need to do this one by negative 1. Okay, these cancel and you're left with k equals 7 divided by negative 1 is going to be negative 7. Okay, 11. So 11 says x minus 19 equals 21. Okay, is this a letter or number? Letter or number? Number, so numbers go on the right. So I got a minus 19, so what's its buddy? Okay, well, its buddy is addition. So in order for us to move it, we got to add 19 to both sides. So I got x equals minus 2. Couldn't think of what it was. 11, 13, 15. Okay, so 13 says r over 20. What's a fraction bar mean? Okay, well, r over 20 really means divide. Okay, so who's division's buddy? Because we need to move it. So his buddy is multiplication, and we're going to multiply by that number, so times 20. Well, if I do it to one side, I need to do it to the other side, so times 20. So the 20s cancel on the left, and you're just left with a letter, and letters go on the left. And then you have negative 4 times 20, it's going to be negative 80. Okay, 15 says x over 9. Okay, what does over mean? Well, over means divide. Okay, so I have x divided by 9. So how can I, and you can even write it like this, if it's going to help you, x divided by 9 equals 4 over 3. Okay, how do I move a division? Well, I got to do its buddy, so it's going to be multiplication. So I say times 9. If I times 1 by 9, I need to times the other one by 9. So I got x equals, and you can do these on your calculator, especially if you have one of mine. If you're doing it online, in person, okay, you just multiply the tops. So 9 times 4 would be 36 over, and you keep the bottom the same. Well, what's 36 over 3? 36 divided by 3 is really 12. Okay, so it's really just x equals 12. And I know I went through that kind of fast, because you should have a calculator to use to do these, okay? But if you don't, I think it's kind of important to at least have the option to do it by hand. Okay, we got 2 more. So 17 says 13b equals 26. Okay, so 13b equals 26. What's it mean if they're right next to each other? Well, that means multiply. Okay, so if we are going to do multiply, then you can do the opposite. So you're going to have to divide by 13. If you do it to one side, you have to do it to the other side. So I got b equals 2. Okay, 26 divided by 13 is 2. Okay, 19 is our last one. So I got a negative 2x equals 6. Okay, what's it mean if they're right next to each other? Well, that means multiply, so we need to use its buddy and do the opposite. So the opposite of multiplication, or his buddy in his group, is going to be divide. Well, if I divide this one by negative 2, then I need to divide this one by negative 2. Okay, the negative 2's cancel on this side, so you got x equals 6 divided by negative 2 is going to be negative 3. Okay, and I know I went really fast, so please feel free to stop, pause the video while you're going. I literally did 10 questions in under 10 minutes, so I know that that was fast. I'm trying to keep the video short so the internet will work well enough for me to upload it today. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Tomorrow we're going to start solving multi-step. Okay, so it's the same, but you got to do the right steps first, and you'll get there. Okay, so I will see you guys tomorrow.